Alright, everyone, welcome to our interpersonal communication course. This is our first lecture. We're going to talk about some basic stuff in this area, such as some communication models, the definition of interpersonal communication, etc. But before we dive into it, I would like you guys to think back about Tuesday noon. Probably it's just 1 hour ago, probably it's a few days ago, depending on when you are watching this lecture. So when we had our first online meeting, when I just entered our virtual classroom, you didn't know me and I didn't know you guys. So if I'm going to use a phrase to describe the relationship between us, I will use the phrase high uncertainty to describe the relationship between us at that moment, which is when we first met each other. So at that moment, I knew nothing about you guys. I'm quite uncertain who you are, where you come from, what you like, what you dislike, etc. And vice versa, you guys knew little about me. So, and then we began to talk. We did some brief and quick self-introductions, and then know more about you guys, and you guys know more about me, right? So as we disclosed more, our uncertainty level began to drop, was reducing. But there is still something we need to touch on, such as my age, my relationship with my families, right? How many siblings do I have, etc. So we can see that even though we begin to self-disclose about ourselves, there is still some information staying unexplored, untouched. I gave you guys some examples earlier. Some more examples are my religious beliefs, my politic beliefs, etc. So let's all together plot this information. We should actually have done this in classroom face-to-face. It's supposed to be a really fun activity. But now we have to do this activity in such a remote way. So now I would like you guys to take out a piece of paper and a pen and draw a big square on this paper. Let's say this square contains all the information about me. So it's all about me, Meng, your instructor. Please bear with me a little bit. I know I'm being narcissistic. So please do that. I'll draw a big square on the paper, and then I'll give you guys more instructions about how to do this activity. Okay, so this is a square I draw on my PowerPoint. And hopefully you guys have such a similar square on your paper or on your notebook. So I'm going to ask you guys to divide this big square into 2 blocks by drawing a horizontal line here. So we can see this square is divided into an upper and a lower block, respectively. So I'm going to put all the information you guys know about me in this upper block, and all the information you guys don't know about me in this lower block. At the same time, I could also find a point here and draw a vertical line. And I'll put all the information I know about myself in this left block, in this left part. At the same time, I'll put all the information which is unknown by myself into this right block here. So we can see that this square is divided into 4 small panes or 4 small blocks. So let's work through these 4 blocks one by one. The first one is left upper corner. We call it a public area. And this area contains information which is known by myself and also known by you guys, by other people. So let's brainstorm what kind of information we could put it here, given our relationship, given our current status. So think about something, some items you could put it here, And these items, I know about them, and you guys also know about it. And this item, again, are all about me, okay? I'll give you guys a few seconds to write something in this little box. Okay, I think you guys probably have some items in this block. I guess some of you may have the gender there, my gender. Okay, apparently I'm a female. And some of you guys probably would put my name there because I disclosed it, and it was also shown in your syllabus in the atlas, right? And some of you probably would put my hometown there. It is because it's something I disclosed in our Tuesday meeting, right? And I guess you guys probably put some more items, some more information in this public area. Okay, again, this public area contains information known by myself and also known by you guys, by other people. And here is one question. So this information, this public information, how do other people know about this information, about this public information? Well, basically, there are two primary ways for this information, for others to know this information. The first one is others can observe it, such as my gender, right? Apparently, you can tell that I'm a female, hopefully. And a second way is I self-disclose it, such as I disclose where I come from, where I was raised, and my I don't know where I got my doctorate degree, where is my favorite city, etc. Okay, that is this public area. Let's move on to the second area. And this area, this left lower corner, we call it a hidden area. This block has information known by self, but unknown by other people. Again, I'll pause here and give you guys a few seconds to come up with some items about me, your instructor, for this area. Some information I know about myself, but you guys have no idea about it. Please brainstorm 2 or 3 items in this area, for this area. Okay, I guess you guys have some items there. I think probably you guys, some of you may put my age as an item in this hidden area, right? Because of course I would know my age, but I didn't close it to you guys. So you guys have no idea about my age. Some other examples would be my, I don't know, my physical address, my religious beliefs, my political ideology, etc. So we can see that this hidden area has information known by myself, but unknown by other people. And as we disclose more, as we get closer, have more interactions, have more conversations, this area will shrink and this area will enlarge because we are disclosing more and more information to other people. So this area will get larger and larger, and as we disclose more, we're actually shrinking this area. So this is the second part of this model. Let's move on to the third part. And this is the most interesting part of this model. We call it a blind area. And this blind area has information known by others, but ourselves, I have totally no idea about this information in this blind area. So pause here, brainstorm some items you could put into this blind area. What kind of information, what kind of items? I have no idea about myself, but you guys are aware of that. Well, this part could be a little bit tricky and complicated. I'm so looking forward what kind of things you guys put there. But let me tell a story to illustrate this idea. So when I was dating with my husband 10 years ago, one thing I found really scary about him is that whenever I was lying, he can always tell it. So I kept asking him why. Why can you always tell that I'm lying, I'm not telling the truth? And he wouldn't say it. And finally, I offered him some treat, and he finally told me that whenever I was lying, I was not telling the truth. My hand gesture is so unnatural. I would either rub my nose or touch my neck. So whenever I am doing such kind of nonverbal gestures, he can easily tell that I was lying. So we can see here is a perfect example for this blunt area. That is our habitual behaviors, our habitual things. So for these habits, probably we're not aware of it, but it is really obvious to other people. So they are quite knowledgeable about it, and also they behind many of these gestures. So these habits are definitely one example in this blunt area. I guess probably some of you have already put this habit in this area. Think about another example. What kind of things we could put here in this blunt area? It's others' perceptions towards us, right? For example, in our first meeting, I intended to look scary, to look intimidating, to scare you guys. But I'm not sure whether I made it. So I have no idea about you guys' perceptions towards me. But of course, you guys know or are aware about your own attitude towards me. So others' perceptions could be another example in this blunt area. Something we have no idea about it, but others are knowledgeable about it. The fourth one, block, we call it unknown area. This information, we have no idea about it, and others either have no idea about it. So something we could put here is something being unexplored. For example, I have never tried to learn piano, so I have no idea about whether I got talent for piano, for musical instrument. And of course, others have no idea about it either. And another example we could put into this unknown area is something happening in the future. So neither you guys nor me would know what kind of where I would be in 10 years from now, what kind of dinner I'm gonna have in 1 month, right? So this is the whole picture of this model. So here are a few more questions for you guys. So if I'm gonna pull this horizontal line down a little bit to make this upper block bigger, so what can I do to make this area bigger? Well, I could disclose about myself. I could talk with people to get others know more about me, right? And what if I want to pull this vertical line to the right a little bit, make this area larger? What can I do? Well, we could ask for other suggestions or perceptions or feedback. How do you think about my work, right? How do you think about me? So through this way, we could shrink this area and make this public and hidden area bigger. So we have this 4 distinct panes, and it looks like a window. And this model actually is called John Harry window. And it's a visual representation of the components of the self that are known or unknown to self and others given a dyadic relationship.